Listen to this. Some people think that prepping is about living in a tent and eating beans. Actually, in reality, it is, and that sounds good to me. But living in a tent, eating beans, and being miserable. They focus on misery and think that it's going to be everything's going to be the worst case scenario for the rest of your existence. And listen, prepping is about you and your family and living, having a good life before and after the event, and make sure you're able to handle the curveball life throws at you. That's real prepping. Sure, is there apocalypse coming or some type of collapse? I mean, probably so. But these troubles, they're always very subtle, by the way. They rarely just smack you and off you go. And history shows that afterwards, things are still intact. It's not the end of the world. Listen, the Dutch were the powerhouse of the world in the 1600s. Then the British were the powerhouse of the world in the 1700s. Then finally, later on, America became the powerhouse. Until when? I mean, I'm sure it's going to change from America someday. But my point being is, the last time I was in the Netherlands, which I've been there a few times, it still existed. Life went on and was going very well. Last time I was in Britain, like in London, Piccadilly Circus, still going great, still existed. My point being is, if we see the reserve currency going from the United States to another country, the United States will still be here. That's not changing. Our way of life maybe changed a little bit. Maybe things will be a little bit more difficult, but remember, it's about being subtle. That's the key. All right. So one of my last videos, this is so funny. I talked about an Amazon special for the Breville latte machine. I'm still going to stick to it. Best machine ever making these lattes. Some comments were awesome, by the way, about this machine. I was amazed how many people said, I have that and I love it. Like I had this one follower named Catherine. Catherine, thank you for this comment. Listen to this. She had that machine for 18 years. 18 years. And it finally broke. And obviously she was sad. That's the context of her comment. But guess what? Breville replaced it for free after having it for 18 years. Listen, in my opinion, that is prepping for life. That's the key. But of course, then I had this comment, which, we'll just classify him as a troll. See you later, troll. But listen to this. He said something like, I can't believe on a prepping channel, you talk about a latte machine. That's not prepping. So these other channels talk about doom, gloom, living in a bunker. That's not living, by the way. That's hiding. That's not living. Let me put it this way. Ready? I was in combat years ago. And you always have visions of what combat's like before you're in combat. But in combat, what blew my mind was we had downtime. We had relaxation time. It's weird. I never saw this at all. They had a movie night. They had, on occasion, would deliver beer, ice cold beer in a combat zone, and even special events to raise our spirits. And then, then you go back at it. And I remember sleeping 4 hours a night. That was it. And when I opened, there's a lot of parts of it, obviously, were hell. But to make it so you don't wig out and freak out, they have relaxing downtimes. And I think when you have people who are saying like, latte machine's not prepping, you've never seen combat, buddy. You've never seen what it's like in the thick of it. Because anybody who lives in the thick of it time and time and time and time again, if that were a real thing, which it's not, they would break down without having some creature comforts on occasion. Somebody who talks like that's never seen it. And I'm going to challenge you right now. By the way, if you've been in combat, put in the comments below so other people see this too. Was it always, always, always combat? Or did you have your downtime with watching a movie or having beer? I would bet anybody who truly saw combat will say that the beer time happened too. And again, it blew my mind. I just always pictured it was always combat. Anyway, so here's the thing. Those type of people who think about prepping like that think it's all about 100% misery all the time. Living in a gutter, eating bark, whittling a spoon from a pine cone. It's ridiculous. That's not based on reality at all. Understand, Goshen prepping is prepping for disasters, but it's more about building a resilient life, real life with people and families and community. Now, here's the thing. So many people and even channels tell you you're supposed to be dropping your whole life now, your real life that you have now, and focus on their version of prepping, which is like preparing for Red Dawn. They watch way too many Red Dawn movies growing up, and they think that, all these things you have in real life, you shouldn't have these, because it's all about prepping for some type of possible catastrophe that's coming. I'll say it again. I would bet money that our economy eventually is going to collapse. I'm still living my life. I still have my latte machine. I still have my family. I swear, Goshen Prepping is probably the only prepping channel that talks you out of prepping. I mean, obviously I don't talk you out of prepping, but what I do is talk you out of all this false prepping. We prep because it's real life reality, not some daydreams of eating bark and bugging out. It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. I'm not saying don't prepare to bug out in case a wildfire comes to your house, but I don't know. Some people have this mindset where they think that bugging out is going to be the most ultimate awesome adventure, hanging out with Jed, shooting arrows and killing your deer and hoping the Ruskies don't come up in the mountains looking for you. Again, I'm referencing Red Dawn. But listen, if I see a family with kids or grandkids and they go camping all the time and rough it and learn how to fish, they teach their kids how to forage and grow a garden and spend that family time together, I would take that family any day over the majority of the survivalists I've met. The survivalists are deceiving themselves. They think it's about going out and just survival. But what it is, it's arrogance. And they'll say that too, by the way. You people are stupid having these things, hang out with your family. They have this arrogance about them, and that arrogance will get them killed. There's no place for it. The family camping is real people, real community. And they would bend over backwards to you. And being part of the community, you would probably bend over backwards for them too. Work together and survive what might come. That is prepping. That's realism. That's realistic. And that's real prepping. And that's Goshen prepping. And that's what we focus on too. By the way, I don't get into a lot of like meanings and things, but I want you to understand my last name is not Goshen. A lot of people think it is because they never even mention my name. My name is not Eric Goshen. It is Eric. But Goshen has a meaning. It was a group of people, a community that worked together and survived together, if you know what I'm talking about. That's Goshen prepping. We are a family. Anyways, guys, don't give in to these trolls who think you can't have a latte. They are completely deceiving themselves and realize they're probably just some armchair captains anyway. And even if they're not, living out eating bark is not surviving. That's not life. I hope you got a lot of this video, everybody, because that's what we need to do. The real preppers, us, we need to stick together. Thanks for watching, everybody. I so much appreciate you being here and being part of the Goshen prepping family. We'll see you next time.